What's up, everybody? How y'all feel out there? How y'all feel out there? Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time. What we doing? What we doing? Huh? Yeah. Candy girl, I wanna know. I need your love each and every day. What do y'all know? Is this the end? Are you my friend? Ooh. Yo, why they don't make music like that anymore, man? Mm, mm. You're now rocking with the likes of Light Wonder in the building. It makes no sense in the building. The building is invisible. There is no physical structure. It's intangible. But we in the building. Blessings, y'all. How y'all feel? You know? How's it going? I see Alan Fizame in the building. What's going on, man? Great to see you. Hope you're doing marvelous. You know? We're trying to make things work out here. We're trying to make things pop. We're trying to make things crack-a-lack. Oh, man. What a world we live in. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, man, that's what we could do. That's all we can do, man. One day at a time, one moment at a time. One day and one moment at a time. 2026, we're in February. Man, those files are taking control of the internet, man. It's amazing. That story of those files, bro, the Epstein Johns, taking over the internet, man. Some of the material is nasty, is devastating. What's up, Orion? Some of the material is so dark. Like you're like, yo, how could some people live with themselves? You know, it's the material like they're just so disgusting. The acts that are depicted in some of these files, man, or described and stuff, is just unconscionable. Like you have to be you have to be the most wicked, vile, repugnant, repulsive, living entity that ever existed. Like it's just so sad, man. So sad. Smash the like button, y'all. This is about deprogramming, y'all. This whole thing is about deprogramming. And what I mean by that is, and you could take it in many ways. Deprogram, right? Sort of like reinstituting a different perspective, a different line of thinking, a different line of being, understanding, regrouping rejuvenating, again, reinstituting a new way to think, a different way to think, not necessarily even new about certain things. It's not a secret that, certain, herd mentality. You get caught up in herd mentality, right? Depending on what you're involved with, it can be constructive or destructive, right? To you, to your well being. It can build or it could destroy, you know? And I find it interesting how when people sometimes they don't realize when they're caught in a situation that they can't necessarily get out of until maybe it's too late. You know what I mean? Alan says that's what they just shared with us. Things have happened in the last few decades. Yeah, 100%. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's just what they share. When they say 3 million files, 3 million files, or 3 million pages, 3 million pages worth of files. I'm not sure if people have ever read 3 million pages their entire lifetime, right? So, like, a lot of it is also sensationalism in my mind, and it's true. This is only what they're allowing you to see. What about the unseen? What about what we don't know? It's all of that. It's part of this whole thing that I'm talking about, like the deprogramming, all this stuff. 3 million pages. Okay, then what's it gonna do for your psyche, right? Like yo, this whole, besides reinforce whatever you've had. If you thought these people, these entities, were dark and demonic, this whole thing with these files and all this stuff, it just reinforces whatever you believed. And then what? What's the recourse? What are you gonna do? Take it to the streets and do what? And do what, man? Just educate yourselves, protect yourselves and your family and your loved ones, inform them about certain things, right? But at the same time, don't become disinformation. Like, this thing could become debilitating. Like, a lot of people talk about certain things like digital ID, digital ID. Yo, nah, this thing's the mark of the beast, all this crazy stuff and this and that. New World Order, although that can very well be true, right? Could very well all that be true. Yo, the privacy is out the window. There's no such thing as privacy anymore, right? Okay, you want to get rid of that. You want to denounce it. You rather choose to be separate from this dictatorship, tyrannical system that's oppressive in nature. We get that. You don't want to be a part of no digital ID. Everything you gotta do, you're gonna need this ID to have access to your freaking life. You don't want any parts of that. Okay, cool. But then when the option is to then say you rather be homeless, for example, than to participate, you gotta understand, like, in all fairness, homelessness is a byproduct of mental illness. Like, not gonna say it's entirely related to mental illness, but it's a byproduct. Like, You're going against the machine. You're raging against the machine. And you're putting yourself in a situation, not thinking about the consequences that are involved with this. You're going to decide to be homeless rather than give yourself or participate in the system, digital ID, because it's so oppressive. And the best plan alternative you got is to be homeless, as if that's not riddled with consequences and placing yourself at a maximum harm and risk for all kinds of things, all kinds of problems. What's your plan? You got to have a better plan. See, I don't mind you deciding to do whatever you want to do. But if you have no plan, you just destined to fail. And then these things become debilitating, right? It's like, yo, all this information, bombarding yourself with all kinds of crazy information. That's not going to really yield much positive or anything like good results for you. Is dangerous, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just dangerous. It's just dangerous. People have been talking about these conspiracy. I'm a man of a certain age, right? I've been hearing about conspiracy since 1988, 88, 89, like hard, because of certain things that were coming up in is cultural thing, environmental, socioeconomic or societal issues that was taking place in my neighborhood, you know, in the town and the city where I'm from. So I'm hearing about New World Order, elitists versus the world. You know, these small group of people want to dominate and speak about all the levels, right? Everything involved, all these families, these systems, age old, ancient, blah, 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 science, right? Things that deal with just all kinds of whatever. And then I'm saying to myself, what's this gonna do for me growing? Like what on a day to day, on a day to day? What is this information gonna do for me to prosper in my immediate in my life right now? What's it gonna do? How am I gonna win? How am I gonna succeed? This information ain't gonna do help. It's not gonna help me because I'm looking at how the information is affecting the people who are delivering it. Many of them were not organized. Many of them didn't come from a Gandhiji in the building. I see you, man. Many of them didn't come from some type of organized structure, right? It's just standing outside with a table. You outside with a table and you got pamphlets and you're talking about how the powers that be want to dominate the world at our expense. And there's no formal structure, right? There's no formal recognized institution that's in place where you can just clap against the machine. I'm saying myself, and you're living in a society that you're criticizing heavily. You're still living within a system, in a society, in a city, in a town, in a neighborhood that you're criticizing heavily. And you still got to go home within this tyrannical system. You still got to eat. You still got to coexist. You still got to function. You still got to survive. And the bottom line to all this is trying to make a dollar. It's all about money. While they're talking to you, it's okay, I got this pamphlet to sell. While they're talking to you, I got this trinket or whatever that I'm selling. That's the trade-off. You buy the propaganda, you feed their pockets, and you consistently brainwash yourself to no end. Like, it's crazy, bro. And then the thing elevated, it's just elevated over time, evolved, because the internet in 1989 is not the way the internet is in 2026. And I don't remember the internet being a thing in 89. I remember the internet when we had this talk show host called Ricky Lake. And on her during her commercials, her sponsors or advertisers were America Online, Dial Up, 1990s, early 90s, 93, 94 type time. America Online, that's when the internet, whatever. Dial up, right? You're getting so used to hearing those sounds, and it does something to your stomach and your body. You're like, like you're getting, some kind of thrill. You're about to connect to the internet and talk to some internet people that you probably never meet, but it was a thing. It's like phone chatting. Back in the days, we had phones to chat on the phones. You had to spend bread, like party lines and all that, man. Party line. Party line. You're a young kid, you trying to, party line. You tease other people and even try to meet up with shorties on party line. You had to hook up to get a free party line, because a lot of the party lines you had to pay money for. And things got outrageous too. 900 number, you paying $100 for 30 minutes, 2 minutes, $100 a minute. Ah, glorious. Then you had, the sex industry. Of course, that never disappeared. Sex industry. Oh yeah, you feeling lonely? Call Sherry. Sherry gonna keep you right on the phone though. Not in real life. Call Sherry. She's waiting for you. And for the call, yeah. And you get tricked out of your opportunity to really, because that didn't help you. Maybe temporarily, and after that, you back to just being you and trying to be programmed into a situation that's breeding unhappiness. Like crazy, bro. And it evolved with the internet, like I was saying. The internet just, man, I wish TCP, HTML was something that you could invest in. I wish that was something you could invest in back, like, yo, TCP, invest in some TCP, right? I wish I could have invested in that. The dude said, got mail. Yeah, you got mail. Come on, man. You hear you got mail. Whatever you were doing, you stopped after you were alerted that you got some mail. And if you were able to get to your computer, you're going to get to see what mail you got. And then some instant messenger, AOL messenger. You speaking to shorties, you excited like a ma. This was before catfish was catfish. You getting got left and right because, whatever, you don't know what you snapping on each other, laughing, all kinds of stuff. It created a situation. But my point with the whole Deprogram is, listen, we went from something that was a little bit sort of like a period in our life, and then I'm dating myself because I'm Generation X. So things were different when I'm young compared to what the young kids are exposed to today. We didn't have a vast a vast worldwide library that we could just tap into just by a few strokes in our phone. We had to physically go get information, physically go to a library. A lot of us didn't have computers, so we had to physically go to a library and do microfiche, microfilm, huh? Like I was saying the other day, looking at index cards to look up books with the decimals. We had to work, like read these books, reference, bibliography. Then you get to higher learning is certain types of bibliography. Well, what we doing? All kinds of stuff. How you write it, how you write as a style, annotated bibli. Oh man, and then your work better make sense. It better flow. You got 5 to 10 sources. Your work better flow, and it better be right. Today, people have Chat GPT. Chat GPT. I remember when I was going to college, people were they were hustling by selling term papers. Whatever topic you could, that was their hustle. Because, they would charge you for term papers. I never bought into it. I had to do my own work. I never felt good about getting involved with stuff like that because I just had to do my work. But you had low-key services on the line where people would just be like, yo, we do term papers for you, but you got to pay us. And it was before we understood what the internet is right now. Now it's nothing. It's totally different, man. Remember like pay phones, a whole thing. It was just a different type of time. Different type of time. Where now information is at your fingertips, easily available. You don't have to go outside to some nondescript neighborhood to access information by a vendor who's selling you some type of information where they got a table or easel and they're outside with their megaphone and they're preaching about how the new world order is here to stay. And that these people be having secret meetings in the crater center of the world with aliens and lizards. No, you could just pick up your phone, do a few keystrokes, and there you go. Here you at, And what's that doing for you? What's that doing for you? Besides making you go crazy. You think everybody has a will and desire to live off the grid? Do you think they really understand what that entails? Living off the grid? Right? Salute to those who do, who are not hurting people. Salute to y'all. If you're hurting people, kick rocks. Right? And there was always a thing too. Money scams have always been a thing. Mail order. We used to have this thing where people used to they used to do ads in newspapers. Newspapers were a thing. You needed to look for a job and you did not have any hookup. You didn't have any ties, any friends that worked anywhere. You had to pick up your local newspaper and go to the job help wanted section. And go through an alphabetical order and see what made sense for you and get in where you fit in. You would find weird, you want to make $500 a week? Some mail order. You never even, you don't even know what they're talking about, but it's like $500 a week, you at home, and all you got to do is just do some mail order. What does that even entail? You didn't know until you tried it. And so it was the only scam. Upon scams, upon scams, upon scams. People would ask you, or you would see model ads for models. The same time you watch it on the newspaper All these ads for models, young ads asking for young people to show up and model. We had missing children ads on milk cartons. The same time. Have you seen this child? We'd buy a box of milk, a carton of milk. You flip it to the side as a child of a picture of a missing child. Then you looking at your local newspaper or whatever newspaper, even national, blah blah blah, and you see ads for models, this and that, models. People didn't make the correlation. But when you make the correlation and you're a young person, what does that do to you? It gets you terrified. You don't want to do nothing. Or it'll make you spaz out. And who hurts, who gets lost in the system? You and the people who care about you. You know what I mean? Monetary scams. Oh, they had Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme is not new. You know? It's not new. Oh, the ways of communication were crazy. Somebody put beepers. Beeper? Beepers. The pagers were, yeah, man. That was a thing. That was a thing. Yo, I remember a person who I used to associate with. I was young. So, and I was young, man. A person I used to associate with, quote unquote, he wanted to convince me and a couple people, friends, that his brother was in the streets. So while his brother was in the streets, his brother gave him a phone, like a portable phone to use. His brother gave him a portable phone to use, and yo, these people here, bro. As I'm speaking with y'all, I'm in a garage setting right now, and motherfuckers are zigzagging, like looking through cars to see what. Yo, I swear, yo, I'm just gonna say this. I hate New York, bro. Swear, I can't stand it, bro. But anyway, so this guy, he said his brother was in the streets, blah blah blah. His brother gave him a phone, and this was before we had Motorola's. He gave him this big box phone that had the cord. This big box phone that he was carrying that had a cord, like the coiled cord that attached from the headset to the base, and then the handheld, big old handheld, and he making calls. Like, this was like 91, and he could make calls like, oh, this is crazy right here, man. So I tested it out. I wanted to make a call. I called. I think I called my mom's house. I didn't know anybody else to call. It worked. We were outside. It wasn't a payphone. It was a cell phone, but a big bulky thing he had to walk around with, and that was him flexing on us because we didn't have that, but he did because his brother was in the streets and had the money and influence, blah blah blah. But I go to show you, there was a long version of talk about like the automate, beeper, how you communicate in code on the beeper, 173, yeah. When you communicate with your shorty, you want to hit her with a 69, you know what I'm saying? Sick boom. You'd be like, yo, 69, the code of how you put I love you in the pager, and then 69 because you about to beat. So that's the, cool times, man. Alphanumeric. Cool times. Cool times. They had the pages that were see-through, the see-through beepers. You always had to upgrade. You always had to get the modern somewhat of a modern beeper to show that, yo, this is, yo, man, I'm up on it. Not only is the modern beeper, the see-through, the different color see-through beepers, not only were they out, but that just gave you some kind of fake status because we bought into that, materialism weirdo shit. Yo, we bought into that, man. What are these people doing? Yo, I'm telling you, man. They see I'm in the whip, and they like, yo, it's like I'm stopping their operation. If y'all could only see what I'm seeing right now, man. And I'm stopping their operation. Let me see if I can show y'all, man. These dudes right here, bro. Yo, that's me. That's my mug piece. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. You already, man. Yeah, I'm looking like Pepe, right? Crazy. With the eyes. Dots Child in the building, man. What's up, Dots? Yeah, people circling around. Yo, let me tell you something, man. I'm sick of this crap, bro. I'm sick of this bull crap. Yo, it's another reason why I'm pissed off at this whole crypto thing, man. Been doing this thing for years. For years. Deal with the sentiment and the feelings of these weenies. You know what I mean? Manipulating fake market makers, manipulating the system, and then we have to deal with the foolishness. Sick of all that, bro. Sick of all that. Like, I don't want to be in a damn parking lot and have these weird miscreants parading around the parking lot. When they see me, now they're like, yo, oh wait, we can't do such. You could see it. They don't even have to open their mouth. Once they see me in the whip building with the people on the phone, it's like I messed up their whatever they were gonna do automatically stops. They're not even talking because they say I'm looking at them. They look at me and it's one of those. Oh, uh, uh, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Gotta work, bust your tail for somebody else to enrich somebody else. Busting your tail. You see, I got grays in my mug. I got grays in my mug. Grays. Grays. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Yeah, I wanted to film them, bro. I wanted to film them. In case anything pop, live and direct. You know what I'm saying? It's live. I wanted to film them and I couldn't. Yeah, I was gonna film. Absolutely gonna film them, bro. It's a day and age, right? You know. That might be it, Sonny. Gray Wonder. That hey, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. Gray Wonder. He said, "What is your point?" I don't know. I'm just building. Why everything gotta have a point? You know what I'm saying? Why everything gotta have a point? What is your point? What is your point? Like, why everything gotta have a point? Most of the time I'm building. You know, he says you are playing their game. Whose game, bro? And we are playing their game. Not just you. You, as in, yeah. Universal. We're all playing their game. How you play the game is what matters, in my opinion. How you play the game. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, I realized I was like kind of tripping right now because the guys I was circling around, one of them was nondescript, shady. But then a couple of them, one of them had like a hard hat on, and with the traffic uniform kind of thing, and then they were like both talking to each other. I didn't care. No. I didn't care. I didn't care about none of that. That could be a ruse too. I know people who have done that thing too, man. Like, you pretend you wear some stuff and you up to no good. It happens like that too, man. That's why when they go to your house, they say the proper thing to do too is ask them for ID. Where's your ID? Because this and that. Because you could be dressed to impress, but you dress to catch wreck. And I'm not gonna be that victim. You know, like you never know. You never know. You never know. People play too many games out here, man. People play too many games, including the pulse chain disaster. Disaster of a man who claims he supposed to have founded the fork of Ethereum. He played too many games, right? Yeah. I constructing verses, build universes, laying of curses, snatch they man purses. And you know what's worse is? These douchebags be playing role reverses. Most MCs need a day's rehearsals. Bars. 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 You just graced this stream with some bars that make sense. That works. Appreciate you, thoughts. Appreciate you, thought. Hold on. I can't go nowhere, but hold on. Let me. Oh, it's cold out here. Hold on. Hold on.
The good Lord has blessed me with 100 and...
Okay. Let's see. Uh. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Yeah. Got it. 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 Okay. What we talking about? Oh yeah. The weirdo. Listen, man, I'm tired of talking about the weirdo, right? I am. I really am. I really am. And I really am. And I want to be positive. I do. I do. I believe I'm a positive soul. But I have to speak my speech. You know what I'm saying? I do. I do. I got to go against the damage that I've done. I got to undo a lot of damage that I've done. I feel like I contributed to the problems that exist. I'm not gonna say I'm the only one. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm no, 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 no. I'm not gonna pretend like things are great and they're not. It's not only about some macro. Because when things were pumping, BTC, Ethereum going up and up and up, guess what was consistently down has been down. Yeah, yeah, you know, right? Prospector, what's going on, man? Leave your lead gun for fun in the hearses. See, dots, dots. You need to fire off with some of those bars, man. Fire off, even if it's a cappella. Let the world hear some of your thoughts, man. Let the world hear some of your thoughts, man. A lot of craziness going on, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing though. Like, I'm gonna tell you one thing, right? The deprogramming is also relative in this whole crypto hive mind cult situation they got over there, man. Because this is super destructive. Like, I get, oh, yo, yeah, this and that. This thing is not 100% DeFi, yo. And then when you talk about the central problem, the centralized problem, how it's been a problem, that needs to be avoided and not even spoken about. Why? Why should that be avoided and not spoken about? They can't handle the truth. When that was brought up on DOC 7 years ago, damn near 7 years ago, or 6.5 plus, it was avoided then. And look what it turned out to be. Still an issue. Oh, yo, this thing never sold. Yo, whatever, whatever, whatever. Bro. People here make money, pump the damn chain like you're supposed to. I don't care if you injected 20 mil and everybody sold. The problem is the whole thing is faceless right now. You're not pumping the thing like you used to. Putting your face out there and blah 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 and building a following and whatever, whatever. People want their money. That's it, man. I don't even care about the none of that. People want their money. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because every day is all time low. Where's Clash? Shout out to Clash, man. Where's Clash? Shout out to Clash. I want to hear Clash tell me about macroeconomics, how the impact of these files are causing the all-time lows. Hey, yo, oh man, they calling me. Well, they gotta wait, cause I'm here waiting for them, and they had me waiting. So now I'm talking. They gotta wait. They're calling me, but they gotta wait. He should have had it off the baton. You're right. He did. They forced him. Somebody. There's something. There's somebody told him, "Yo, sit down. You can't do what you think you could do, and this is why." And they forced him to, yeah, fall back because you gotta apply logic here, man. You gotta be logical. There ain't no more smoke with some damn SEC and all that, man. There's some other stuff going on, man. It do probably. No, I'm not even gonna say that, but still, yeah. They forced him to sit down, man. He been sat down for years. Got to him. Somebody got to him. Somebody did. Had to. You can see it in his face when he's talking. When he talked about his watches, you can see it in his face. It's like, yo, now it's like that's a poor situation. Don't buy watches if you don't want men watching you. Come on, bro. This dude, what are you talking about? That was your thing. Now it's like, oh nah, because dude took your watches. Somebody took your watches. Who did? The authorities? Yeah, whatever. The dude, he hasn't seen sunlight in a minute. Look at his grill piece. He's hiding. Sad. And you said it two thoughts for real. True. I remember it was a year ago. You were like, yo, SEC won. I was like, yo, I had to pause. I was like, yo, think about that, man. Let's really talk. What we gonna talk? Let's really talk. You know, really talk. This one says you owe me money. So do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, came out here. We really gonna talk. Dude got sat down and pretending like he in control. Yeah, yeah. SEC one. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, like that was crazy because I was just even thinking like SEC, you beat the SEC and there's no excitement at all, none, like it reflected in the charts. You got nondescript chains pumping, but your thing is down and to the right where these people try to tell you about some regulatory clarity. Clarity was just that they had no reach. They didn't have reach. Their arms were too short to reach out to dude. Jurisdiction and all that. And no all-time highs? Nah, nah. Then people trying to even naysayers, or I should say not naysayers, folks who criticize are talking about how the bear market only lasts a year. When? What chart they looking at? One dude was like, "Yo, we got 8 more months for the bear. 8 more months? Wait, what? And people losing their mind out here, man. 8 more months? How about 3 more years? What are you talking about? How about years? Like, people try to reinvent. Yo, it's a super cycle coming. Shut up. And bear markets last 2 to 3 years, bro. All of a sudden now it's 8 more months, maybe a year. No, you desperate. I get it, because you want to see your bread. But don't think like what's good, huh? They don't respect history. They don't respect patterns. They don't respect 8 more months. Shout out to Identity Block Prospector. Shout out to Identity Block with the 5-0 game. The 5-0. This thing touches 5-0. I think it's definitely gonna touch 5-0 and a 9. We're gonna see a 5-0 and a 9, bro. If that thing touches 5-0 and a 5, guess who was right? Give it up for Identity Block. This thing ever touches 5-0 and a 5, salute Identity Block, yo. For real. Yeah, Solana, man. Solana just people didn't even care about how you could turn that off and on anymore. It just took over with the meme thing though. It caught its fame. It caught its fame. During the whole time, Pain Chain was just a big drain. And it still is. Massive drain. You got people out of nowhere coming through. Oh, yo. Oh, can't wait. Yo, we've been saying this for years. Those of us who know, we know better. Yeah, ID was on the money, yo. ID was on the money. Has been on the money. They think he crazy. He ain't crazy. Mm-mm. He's a smart man. It's about quality, man. Quality. Quality over quantity. It's about quality over quantity. That's what it's about. The deprogram even includes pulse chain. Deprogram. Deprogram. Not to say like de-risk and I'm not giving any kind of financial advice. I'm not saying de-risk, sell everything, all that, blah blah blah. But it's about deprogramming. Deprogram all that crap this dude try to do to convince people he's the one. He's some kind of crypto prophet. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. You can't walk on water. You know what I'm saying? You don't know anything about internal development. Get you to the point where you can actually walk on water. He's far from that type of stuff, bro. Got nothing to do with that. All he's about is conjuring up different ways to get paid. That's it. That's it. Delayed gratification. Shut up. How you delaying gratification when you drop a prove X and dudes do 16 mil at you and you try to act like you doing something and you sacrifice yourself? You want to talk about entrepreneur? That dude threw the money at himself, recycled. It wasn't even his bread. He took our bread and paid himself again with our bread. How we look? 99 down, 99% down. Took the same bread everybody threw at him and paid himself again. Recycled, bro. Then these fools are trying to tell you about some low IQ. Oh, yo, you low IQ. If you don't see the play, you low IQ. Water down your whole situation where he's gonna be the top dude again in your third miserable sacrifice. Top guy again, but oh, he never sold. How you know that? Oh, but you could look at the wallets and this and that. Yeah, but the dude trades still and doesn't do well in his trades. But he made you believe he called the top years ago and he's that dude. And it's 11K and pray and all that. Thing didn't even touch 11K. The top wasn't 64K. But these people dismiss the real. They dismiss truth because it hurts. People don't like the truth because it hurts. It's painful. So they appreciate and embrace lies. He brought that shit up to 400 million of our own money, not his, our own. Oh no, how you gonna say it's not his? This dude was a billionaire before he. Shut up. You don't know that. You want to believe that because that's what he told you. Serial entrepreneur, selling dildos and car stereos. So he already paid and this. No, he not. Never met such a billionaire who's so miserable. One minute is, oh, people are cry fagging. The next minute he crying to Vitalik, crying to CZ. You being a reply guy. You want attention and all that. But everyone else is just can't do that. But it's good for you to do it and you cool. Shut up. Exactly. He's giving other people's money away to himself too. The other people's money that he's giving is our money he giving away to himself again and again and again. Come on, bro. Yo, he knows somebody who put 20 million in the who dropped 20 million in the chart, and he feels away because people are selling into his personality. Stupid shit. People are selling into your personality because you're a dickhead. You're behaving like a dickhead. Folks are tired, bro. That's what it is. People are just tired. They want their money. And like I said the other day, yo, like some people can't deal with things the same. Everybody has their own threshold and how they can endure loss and whatever problems. I'm just talking on the internet. There's some people that take it a step further, you know? They'll drop a dime on you. Got you on a red notice. You Google this guy and you're looking at his grill, right? And you're like, yo, this is the guy that these people are like, yo, oh, savior. And then there's these talks, savior and the giving tree. Weird. It's not a messiah. Get out of here. What is this? Post Chain Church? You're not that. You watching your own supporters grift the community and you don't denounce them, you part of the problem. You the biggest part of the problem. They learn to do the shit from you. They do the shit, hurt the people, rug the people, extract from the people, snipe, extract, scam, and grift, and you don't denounce them. So yeah, this dude was sat down. Yeah, he was sat down by some undesirables, unsavory characters that you could only imagine. That's it. How? No Louis V? What happened to the bags? What happened to the light on Louis V? What happened to that? That disappeared. It's no longer that. It's just a black screen, black t-shirt, and your mug piece that hasn't seen sunlight in God knows how long. Look miserable, look nasty, look ugly. Yo, what we doing? He looks unhealthy. Oh man, you can't make this up, man. Mix in the building. Mix in the building. Yeah, man. Y'all, yo, as always, man. Thanks for rocking with me. Be safe out here, man. Be safe out here, man. Today, when new lows? The thing's approaching 5 zeros. 5 zeros. These people pretend like weird shit hasn't been going on this whole entire time and want to tell you, oh, they gotta remain positive and volunteer to send you some etch a sketch to boost morale. Green candles is no longer a thing. It's about promoting. That's what your founder, this dude lost his mind. They say schizophrenia runs in his family. He lost his mind. I firmly believe he lost his mind. As well as the plot, because he lost your mind. You're under pressure. You lost your mind. This was bigger than what he thought it was. He couldn't handle. He took on something that he truly couldn't handle, bro. Prove me wrong. That's it. That's it. Prove me wrong. That's it. I don't care if I'm wrong in this. It's actually better if I'm wrong. So everybody could be blessed with the money that they freaking deserve. Deprogram. Peace out, y'all.